If a woman tells you her problems, it means she wants to. Psychology tricks. When a woman shares her problems with you, it doesn't always mean she's seeking a solution. Often, what she's looking for is something much deeper. She's not asking for your fix it mentality. She's searching for your emotional presence. She wants to feel your calm, your strength, not your panic or reactions. As a man, when you face her emotional storm, your role is not to contribute to the chaos, but to anchor her through it. Many men fail to understand this. They mistakenly believe that when a woman opens up about her struggles, it's a call to action, to fix her or make her feel better. But more often than not, it's a test of your emotional stability. Can you remain grounded, composed, and unaffected by the emotional waves she's riding? This is where Stoic philosophy plays a vital role. The ancient Stoics didn't concern themselves with relationships the way we talk about them today, but they were keenly aware of human nature. They understood emotions, control, perception, and discipline. Being a Stoic isn't about staying silent or indifferent. It's about recognizing which emotions deserve your response and which ones don't. It's about choosing strength over fear in the face of emotional upheaval. When a woman opens up, she's not always asking for solutions. What she's looking for is your emotional fortitude. Can you hold space for her feelings without being overwhelmed by them? If you crumble under pressure every time, how will she trust you with bigger, life-shaping responsibilities like raising children, making decisions, or facing challenges together? This content is for the man who aspires to become that steady, unshakable presence. The man who doesn't let feelings dictate his actions. The man who can listen with strength, not weakness. True masculinity is about mastering self-control, not controlling others. I'll break down how to understand a woman's emotional nature, how to respond like a Stoic, and how to build inner strength that makes you irresistible, unwavering, and respected. Before we dive in, be sure to hit subscribe. If you're done with shallow dating advice and empty promises, you've come to the right place. We deal with hard truths here. This is where men get sharpened. Love is not about possession. Love is about appreciation. Osho, isn't that true in relationships? Appreciating each other's strength and understanding that love is built on emotional depth, not just surface level solutions. 1. She's not looking for a fix. She's looking for your frame. When a woman opens up about her problems, don't rush to fix them. This is one of the most common mistakes men make, trying to solve her issues with quick, logical solutions. She says, "My friend betrayed me," and you respond with, "Maybe you should just cut ties with her." She says, "I'm feeling overwhelmed," and you offer, "You should take a break, rest more." On the surface, that sounds like a caring response, but here's the truth. She's not looking for solutions. She's seeking your frame, your emotional presence, your grounded masculine energy. This is one of the most important psychology tricks you can learn when navigating female psychology. You see, when a woman shares her emotions, she's not testing your logic, she's testing your emotional quality. She wants to know if you can remain stable and steady in the face of her emotional storm. She's not asking for you to fix her problems. She's looking for someone who can sit with her chaos unaffected by it. It's not about ignoring her. It's about emotionally disciplining yourself to stay calm while she lets out her feelings. Think about Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor of Rome. He ruled an empire torn by wars, disease, and betrayal, but you never saw him panic. Even in his personal reflections, his meditations, he never allowed himself to be swallowed by external events. Instead, he focused on what he could control, his internal state. As he wisely said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." That simple, profound quote could save most modern men from emotional collapse. When your woman comes to you with her emotional storm, your response is critical. You are the one outside of the storm, and how you handle the situation will either bring her comfort or leave her feeling suffocated. It's essential to understand that she's not seeking a solution to her problem. She's seeking someone who won't drown with her in her emotional flood, but who will stand firm, unwavering, and calm. When you rush to fix everything, you're inadvertently making her feel like her emotions are something wrong, something that needs to be fixed, rather than something that needs to be understood. This can lead to a loss of respect for you. So instead of jumping into fix it mode, be her rock, her steady presence. Women don't want a therapist. They want a man who can handle their emotions with grace and strength. This is one of the fundamental psychology tricks in understanding female psychology and how to fall in love with her emotional world. It's about showing up for her emotionally, maintaining your internal steadiness, and letting her know that no matter how turbulent her feelings may get, you are the calm in the storm. Your emotional resilience is what will make her feel safe, cherished, and respected. When you can demonstrate this type of emotional maturity, you will earn her trust and deepen your connection. So remember, don't fix her problems. Don't jump into problem solving mode. Instead, embody that calm, grounded presence. Because in the end, that's what she really needs, and that's what will make her fall even more deeply in love with you. 2. The strength to listen without losing yourself. When a woman opens up to you, especially during emotional turmoil, it's easy to think that your role is to absorb her pain, to get swept away by her emotions. But that's not what she's truly looking for. What she's testing, in fact, is your ability to listen without losing yourself. This is critical to understand. She's not seeking a sponge to absorb her feelings. She's not looking for someone who will mirror her chaos. She wants a wall. Not cold, not distant, but solid. She needs something stable, something reliable, a place to lean on that won't collapse when she rests her weight on it. However, too many men miss this point. They confuse empathy with overinvolvement. They confuse genuine connection with emotional entanglement. Slowly, they stop being the grounded man they were meant to be, and instead, they become emotional crutches. And when that happens, when a man loses his masculine energy, respect disappears, attraction fades, and she begins to look for strength elsewhere, even if unconsciously. A high value man is a man who maintains his center, even when chaos surrounds him. Don't let yourself be swept into her emotional frame. Women, by nature, are emotional creatures. They experience their world through feelings, and these feelings shift from moment to moment. But as a man, your job isn't to chase after those emotions or match them. Your role is to remain grounded, an anchor for her to return to. Your masculine energy is what provides stability and balance when everything else feels uncertain. Seneca once said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." This is the danger when a man over-identifies with a woman's pain. He begins to live in her emotional story, absorbing her moods as if they are his own. He starts reacting to her emotional ups and downs, believing that it's his job to fix or feel everything she's feeling. But that's not true masculinity. That's weakness, disguised as compassion. True stoicism, the foundation of being a high-value man, is the ability to be fully present, to listen attentively to what she's saying, to understand and empathize, but not to drown in her emotions. The grounded man is someone who can absorb the chaos without letting it consume him. He reflects rather than reacts. He is a solid presence in her life, not a passive participant in her emotional drama. Don't be the man who disappears into her emotional storm. Be the man who stands firm, who remains a pillar of strength. Women are drawn to a man who can offer that kind of stability. It's your masculine energy that attracts her, and it's that same energy that keeps her coming back for more. When you listen, don't lose your center. Don't let her emotions overtake your own. You are the wall she can lean on, the high-value man who remains steady no matter what life throws your way. You must be the embodiment of stoicism in a world that's constantly trying to pull you in every direction. That's how you attract women, by staying grounded, by being the solid foundation that allows her to feel safe, heard, and understood. If you found this insight valuable, comment below, and share it with someone who could benefit. Don't forget to subscribe for more wisdom. Comment to remember, I am grounded and strong, not overwhelmed by the emotional chaos around me. 3. Emotional control is masculine power. In relationships, one of the most powerful traits a man can possess is emotional control. Forget about looks, money, or charm. These are mere distractions. What truly matters is how you handle your emotions, especially when under pressure. This is the foundation of masculine strength, the mark of a man who commands respect, not just admiration. And women know this. They instinctively test your emotional resilience, not by throwing tantrums or trying to manipulate you, but by sharing their emotional burdens with you. It's a silent question. Can you handle this? How you react speaks volumes about your inner strength. When a woman opens up about her problems, she isn't asking you to solve them. She's watching how you respond. If you panic, if you get angry, or if you retreat, you've failed the test. But if you stand firm, calm, and present, you've just proven that you're a man who is in control, the type of man she respects for life. You are embodying the wisdom of the Stoics. As Marcus Aurelius once said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. In the midst of emotional chaos, your ability to stay centered and unshaken is a demonstration of true masculinity. Emotional control is not about suppressing feelings, it's about mastering them. When a woman sees you keep your cool under pressure, she understands that you are not easily swayed, that you have the strength to weather any storm. This is the essence of Stoicism win, the ability to remain unbroken, to stand tall in the face of emotional intensity. You must be the anchor in the storm, not another piece of drifting wreckage. If you cannot master your own emotions, be assured that someone else will. And in a relationship, if a woman can control your emotions, you are no longer the leader. You become the follower. The key to maintaining your position as the strong, respected man in the relationship is to develop an iron mind, one that remains calm, focused, and unshaken no matter the emotional turbulence around you. It's your emotional resilience that will make you stand out, not only to her but to the world. You must cultivate this power, for without it, you're simply reacting to life, rather than leading it. So take charge, become the man who controls his emotions, and in doing so, you will master your life. 4. Stop seeking validation. She's testing your inner value. Too many men make the mistake of trying to say the perfect thing, agree with her feelings, or mirror her emotional tone, hoping it will make them seem supportive and worthy of her affection. But let's face it, this approach often misses the mark. In truth, women don't want you to act like a therapist, trying to solve their problems or validate every emotion they express. What they're really doing is testing your inner value. She's not seeking to be constantly reassured or looking for a therapist in you. She's assessing whether you have the strength to remain grounded, whether you possess emotional stability, and whether you can stand firm in the face of her emotional turmoil. This is a psychology trick that many men overlook. When a woman opens up about her issues, it's not about seeking your approval. It's about evaluating whether you can maintain your composure and demonstrate real emotional depth. You must understand this key element of female psychology. It's a test. She's not interested in how well you can mirror her feelings or offer solutions. She's checking to see if you can handle her emotional world without losing yourself in it. Can you stay calm and centered, even when her emotions are in a storm? This is the true test of your inner value. Being emotionally grounded is much more attractive than pretending to be someone you're not. The true measure of your strength isn't in how you react to her emotions, but in how well you can maintain your own emotional balance. So, next time a woman opens up to you, resist the urge to validate her feelings for the sake of validation itself. Don't get caught up in trying to fix everything she says. Instead, demonstrate your inner strength and composure. Let her see that you can handle her emotional ups and downs without crumbling. This shows her your true value. In female psychology, emotional stability is a key trait that attracts women far more than any perfect words or exaggerated empathy. You must remember this. How you remain grounded, not how you perform emotionally, will ultimately make her fall in love with you. By doing this, you'll become the man she can truly admire, someone who has control, maturity, and depth. So, be aware of the psychology tricks that play out when she shares her struggles. The truth is, she's testing you to see if you have what it takes to stand firm in the face of her emotional landscape. How well you pass this test will determine the strength of your connection. Be the man who can stay grounded. Be the one who can offer calm in chaos. That is how to truly win her heart. If you want to master emotional strength, stop seeking validation and start showing your true inner value. Like, comment below and share this video with someone who needs this wisdom. Don't forget to subscribe for more powerful insights. Comment to remember, true strength is staying grounded, no matter the storm. 5. Her emotions are not your responsibility. One of the quickest ways a man can lose his masculinity in a relationship is by believing that he's responsible for how a woman feels. The moment he starts trying to manage her emotions, he's in dangerous territory. He begins walking on eggshells, afraid of saying the wrong thing, doing the wrong thing, or triggering the wrong emotion. This is when things start to shift. Instead of leading with confidence and purpose, he falls into the trap of reacting. He becomes consumed by a need to adjust himself constantly, trying to fix the emotional turbulence around him. Over time, he stops being a grounded, high value man and starts becoming a puppet, pulled by the strings of her emotional ups and downs. This is when his masculine energy begins to drain away. But here's the truth: her emotions are hers. They're not yours to fix, and they certainly aren't yours to carry. As a man, your role isn't to control or micromanage her emotional world. You are allowed to care deeply, but never forget, you can care without carrying. You can empathize with her struggles without absorbing the weight of her feelings into your own soul. You can offer support, but you don't need to take on the emotional burden. You don't have to be the solution to her feelings. What you must do is remain grounded, unwavering, and steady, no matter what emotional storm she's riding. That's the real task. That's the core of masculine energy in a relationship. The key here is to understand that your strength as a man doesn't come from fixing problems that aren't yours to solve. Instead, it comes from maintaining your composure and presence of mind, even when she's experiencing emotional chaos. You must stand firm. You don't have to be her emotional crutch. You need to be the rock she can lean on, not the emotional sponge that absorbs all of her feelings. In relationships, it's not your job to make her happy. Your job is to remain steady, to embody what it means to be a high-value man, one who attracts women through his emotional stability and unwavering confidence. You must bring the masculine energy that doesn't get swept away by emotion, but stands strong through it all. Attract women by being a man who is emotionally grounded. This is how you embody your true masculinity, by leading, not reacting. This is the power of remaining steady. Be the man who knows that her emotional world isn't your responsibility, and in doing so, you'll become the man she truly needs. 6. Learn to master your emotional state. In relationships, emotional discipline is everything. If you find yourself constantly reacting to her emotions, you're not in control, you're simply following her lead. The moment you let her emotional state dictate yours, you lose your ability to lead the relationship. She begins to sense instability, and that's when trust begins to erode. She needs to feel safe, secure, and protected, not overwhelmed by the unpredictability of your emotions. You must understand that your emotional state is yours to control. Don't let it fluctuate like a leaf in the wind, reacting to every change in her mood. You are the anchor in the storm, the calm in the chaos. When everything around you is tumultuous, it is your steadiness that will provide her with the foundation of safety. Like the ancient Stoics knew, the greater the difficulty, the more glory in surmounting it. Old Stoic wisdom teaches us to maintain control, no matter the external pressures we face. A woman wants to know that when life is unpredictable, you remain unwavering. She doesn't need someone who is fragile and cracked under pressure. She needs someone with the strength to hold steady no matter the emotional storms around them. This is not about being unfeeling. It's about mastering your emotions, keeping your iron mind solid, and not allowing yourself to be swayed by every wave of emotion. She doesn't want a man who's reactive. She wants a man who is stoicism when in action, strong, resilient, and calm. Don't allow her emotional state to dictate your own. You must maintain your composure and stay grounded, no matter what emotional waves she is riding. That is the mark of a man who understands the true power of emotional discipline. That is true strength. Let's apply this ancient wisdom to modern life. Mastering your emotions isn't just a skill, it's a powerful tool for success in relationships and beyond. When you lead with steady composure, you not only win her trust, but also command respect and admiration. Be the calm in the storm. That's how you create a relationship rooted in strength and trust. If you find today's content useful to you, don't forget to share your feelings and lessons with us. Or simply comment, very cool. It's a great encouragement for our channel makers. Thank you very much. 7. You are not her emotional caretaker. The truth is, you're not her emotional caretaker. The moment you start absorbing her feelings and trying to fix her issues, you're stepping into a dangerous territory where her emotional well being becomes your responsibility. This is where most men falter. They think they're being helpful, but in reality, they're taking on unnecessary emotional burdens that eventually drain them. Instead, your role is to be her pillar of strength. You are there to provide emotional support, but not to carry the weight of her emotions. She needs to feel that you are a source of stability, a calm in the storm. You must remain grounded, ensuring your own emotional integrity is intact. If you begin managing her emotions, you risk losing sight of your own needs, which will leave you feeling overwhelmed and disconnected from your true self. Psychology tricks and female psychology reveal that women seek connection through your strength, not through your attempts to fix things. They value a man who can stand firm in the face of emotional chaos, someone who listens deeply and offers steady comfort without taking on their emotional load. This isn't about being insensitive or detached. It's about understanding boundaries and maintaining your own emotional health. In relationships, how to fall in love isn't about constantly providing solutions. It's about building trust, being present, and showing that you are emotionally self-sufficient. When you embody these qualities, you attract women who value your emotional resilience. Remember, women want to feel understood, not fixed. Be the rock in her life, but don't lose your own stability in the process. Make sure you don't lose yourself while supporting others emotionally. You must realize that in every relationship, it's your emotional health that matters most. So, next time she opens up, listen with empathy, offer support, but never let her emotional burden weigh you down. When you maintain this balance, you will not only preserve your own well being, but you will also strengthen the bond with the woman in your life. Be the anchor she needs, but never forget to keep your own ship steady. 8. Embrace Stoic detachment. Stoic detachment isn't about being cold or emotionally distant. It's about mastering control over your own emotions, understanding the difference between what you can control and what you cannot. As a high value man, you must recognize that you cannot always control the emotions of others, especially not a woman's. Yet, you do have full control over how you respond. You are the one who shapes the environment around you. Being detached doesn't mean turning a blind eye or acting indifferent. It means responding with clarity instead of falling into emotional impulsiveness. When a woman shares her problems, it's not your job to fix everything right away. Her emotions are her responsibility. Your role as a grounded man, full of masculine energy, is to stand firm and remain composed. You must let her express herself, but don't absorb every emotional wave that crashes over you. You're not a sponge to soak up her feelings. This is where the magic of Stoic detachment comes into play. It's not about shutting her out. It's about giving her the space to work through her emotions while you hold steady and strong. You are the emotional anchor in her storm. While she may feel lost in the chaos, you remain calm, centered, and unshaken. You provide the calm in the chaos. This is how you show love, not by becoming entangled in her emotional turmoil, but by offering the kind of emotional strength that helps her find her own footing. In that moment, you give her the gift of space, emotional space that allows her to process her feelings without feeling overwhelmed or pressured. This is what makes you a high-value man, one who doesn't crumble under emotional pressure, but instead helps to lift those around him. By practicing Stoic detachment, you show true leadership. You demonstrate the power of emotional control, the ability to stay focused, and the maturity to not let every emotional storm shake your foundations. This is how you attract women, not through emotional chaos, but through your ability to remain grounded, calm, and clear-headed. This emotional steadiness is a magnet for high value men, the ones who can handle life's challenges with grace and strength. Remember, this doesn't make you unsympathetic. On the contrary, it makes you someone capable of truly listening and offering support in a healthy, constructive way. You're not the one to absorb the chaos, you're the one who helps to restore balance. Your masculine energy creates a space where both you and her can thrive. If you believe in mastering your emotional detachment, drop a comment right now. I am the grounded man who remains unaffected by the storm. Like this video, subscribe for more powerful wisdom, and remind yourself daily emotional discipline is the key to real strength. 9. You don't need to prove yourself. When a woman opens up about her problems, it's easy to feel like you need to jump in and fix things. Men often fall into this trap of seeking validation by trying to be the perfect listener, the perfect problem solver. They mistakenly believe that showing how much they care through emotional performance will win her approval. But this approach is flawed and dangerous. It's rooted in insecurity and a lack of emotional confidence. As the ancient Stoics taught, true wisdom lies in knowing what you cannot change. You cannot solve every problem, nor should you feel the need to. If you want to embody the strength of Stoic principles, you must adopt the mindset of an iron mind, one that remains unmoved by external emotional storms. When a woman is upset or emotionally charged, the true test of your character is not whether you can fix her problems, but whether you can stay calm and steady in the midst of her chaos. You are the anchor in the storm, not another piece of the emotional whirlwind. The Stoics understood this well. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoics, said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. A man who is secure in his value doesn't need to prove himself. He doesn't seek constant validation or applause for his actions. He listens not to be seen as the hero, but because he chooses to. His presence speaks volumes. When you are emotionally stable, you give the impression of someone who is unshaken by external circumstances. You don't need to prove your worth because your worth is already established. Your ability to remain unflinching, unmoved by her emotional turmoil, is your silent declaration of strength. In modern life, this means recognizing that emotional performance is not the key to winning a woman's heart or respect. When you are secure in your value, you don't need to fix her. Your ability to maintain composure is what truly matters. The iron mind, a concept central to Stoic wisdom, helps you rise above the chaos. You must embrace this principle if you want to be a man of true emotional power. By remaining grounded in the face of emotional challenges, you become a stronger, more respected partner. Stoicism win is not about dominating or controlling emotions, but mastering them. You must stay true to yourself and remain anchored. This will ensure that you never feel the need to prove yourself, no matter the emotional turbulence around you. Let your strength lie in stillness, in unwavering composure. Your presence alone, your calm, will be enough. 10. Real masculinity comes from emotional stability. True masculinity doesn't come from the power to control others, nor does it stem from dominating situations. Real strength is found in your ability to control yourself when life gets tough. Emotional stability is the foundation of genuine masculinity. When you can stay calm, composed, and centered, even when everything around you seems to be falling apart, you display a strength that goes beyond the physical. This kind of emotional control isn't easy. It's not about suppressing your feelings, but rather about understanding and mastering them so they don't control you. It's about rising above the chaos that often surrounds us, especially in today's fast-paced, emotionally charged world. Men who react impulsively, letting emotions dictate their actions, may feel in control for a moment, but they don't command the deep respect that comes from maintaining composure during a storm. The man who can stay calm, who doesn't let external pressures or the emotional drama of life steer his ship, is the one who stands out. Women, in particular, are drawn to this kind of strength. Female psychology is keenly tuned to identify the man who can remain emotionally stable and centered amidst adversity. They don't crave drama or impulsivity. They desire a man who can be the anchor when everything else is in turmoil. So, if you want to be someone who attracts the right kind of attention, you must master the art of emotional stability. Don't let life's emotional turbulence pull you into chaos. Instead, rise above it. Be the calm in the storm. The more you can manage your emotions, the more you'll stand apart from the many who can't. This is not just a psychology trick, it's the essence of how to fall in love with yourself and become the kind of man women truly respect. You must be emotionally stable to achieve true masculinity. If you've made it this far, you've already taken a step towards mastering emotional control. True masculinity isn't about overpowering others, it's about the strength to remain calm when everything around you falls apart. Comment below with, I stay calm in the chaos to claim your emotional power and show the world that you've unlocked the true strength of a grounded man. 11. She needs to see your emotional strength. If you want to truly attract women and become a high value man, you need to understand this. Women are naturally drawn to men who exude emotional strength. They want someone they can rely on, someone who will stand firm when life gets tough. If you want to be that man, you need to be able to hold space for her emotions without losing control of your own. Don't mistake emotional strength for being cold or detached. This isn't about shutting down your feelings or pretending you don't care. Be the man who can calmly listen, provide comfort, and remain unshaken, even when the storm rages around you. A woman doesn't want to lean on a man who crumbles at the first sign of emotional conflict. That is a weakness she won't respect. She needs someone who can weather the emotional chaos without being swept away by it. She's looking for a man who remains grounded, even in the most turbulent situations. You must be that person, someone who stays steady while the world spins out of control. This isn't about suppressing emotions, it's about mastering them. When you develop true emotional strength, you can stay calm and present while she processes her feelings. You don't get swept up in her emotions, but you can still empathize and be there for her. This is masculine energy in its purest form, strong, unwavering, and capable of providing the emotional stability she craves. A woman needs to see that you are unshakable. She's drawn to a man who doesn't just react, but responds with patience, understanding, and a solid foundation of emotional resilience. Be the man who is a rock, not just for himself, but for the people he loves. When you show her your emotional strength, you become the kind of man she can depend on, the kind of man she will naturally be drawn to. Emotional strength is what will help you attract women in a way that's not based on superficial traits or fleeting attraction. It's rooted in your ability to be stable, grounded, and supportive. That is the type of emotional maturity that draws her closer and builds lasting connections. A high value man isn't someone who avoids emotion, he's someone who knows how to handle it with poise and strength. So remember, you must cultivate your emotional strength to become the type of man who not only attracts women, but also keeps them. Be the steady presence she can rely on, no matter what life throws her way. 12. Keep the focus on your emotional mastery. When a woman opens up about her problems, it's not just about sharing complaints, it's a powerful invitation. She is signaling a deep desire for emotional connection, for validation, and for understanding. But here's the key, this is not a call for you to fix everything. Instead, it's a call for you to show emotional mastery. As a man, if you learn how to control your emotions, you lay the groundwork for both personal strength and a stronger relationship. The greatest victory is not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. These words from Confucius speak volumes when it comes to emotional control. A Stoic man, one who follows Old Stoic wisdom, knows that it's not the external chaos that matters. It's how you choose to respond that defines your character. When you stay calm in the face of adversity, when you remain focused on what truly matters, you develop an iron mind, unshaken by fleeting emotions. Your emotional mastery is what will keep you grounded through every storm. Whether it's relationship conflicts or life's challenges, your ability to maintain internal peace, regardless of what's happening around you, will sustain you. As a man of Stoic principles, you must recognize that emotions don't control you, you control them. You must stay steady and not let external circumstances dictate your internal state. This doesn't mean repressing your emotions. It means mastering them. Emotions are the slaves to our thoughts, and we are the masters of our thoughts. This quote from the Stoicism Win perspective encapsulates the essence of true emotional control. A man who understands this doesn't drown in emotions, but instead uses them as fuel for greater clarity and strength. This is how you become unshakable, how you develop an iron mind. And ultimately, this is how you build lasting relationships founded on trust, understanding, and a deep emotional connection. So, don't just react, respond with wisdom, emotional balance, and stoic strength. Hey there, thank you for watching. I hope this video gave you some valuable insights. Remember, true strength in a relationship isn't about having all the answers, it's about staying emotionally grounded, especially when life gets chaotic. By mastering your emotions and remaining solid for her, you build trust and respect. This is the essence of true masculinity and stoicism in action. So, next time she shares her struggles, resist the urge to fix everything. Instead, be her anchor. Show her that you can handle the storm with calm and strength. That's the kind of man who will earn her respect and the kind of man who leaves a lasting impression. Take care, and until next time, stay strong.